Welcome. Are you ready to get a life? Are you ready to grow into divine results? Loving yourself forever. Teaching everyone abundantly, empowering many. Zakia, enlightening every day. It is 555. That is May the 5th. I'm sorry, May the 23rd. I really made myself think it was May the 5th. May the 23rd, 2 plus 3 is 5. 2021, 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 1 is 5. So this is a 555 day. Ashe. It is a portal day. It is a manifestation day. It is Sunday, the beginning of a new week. Gidalyfe Astrology just changed its name from Addicted to Astrology. If you remember, we just celebrated our 1-year anniversary. So welcome back to all my true subscribers and my new subscribers that are going to be true. If you're not a subscriber, I have a new subscribe button down there if you notice. It is my lovely picture, and if you hover over top of it with your mouse, you can hit subscribe right away. Please also take time to hit like. Thank you for joining me, and leave comments or messages. You can also reach me at Gidalyfe@icloud.com or TeaEmZee@gmail.com. That is TeaEmZee@gmail.com or GIDALYFE@icloud.com. Thank you. All right. The topic of today is, where can you, me, we do better? Okay? There's no debating. I'm a famous debater. Still working on it because I got into debate this evening even. But where are your eyes wide open? Previously, this past week, I did Where My Eyes Are Wide Open, an episode based on Z versus G. Let's just get down to it. If you're from the DC area, you know who G is. You know who Z is. That's me. And based on Mercury being in its shadow period, getting ready to go into retrograde in 5 days now, and Neptune. Mercury is squaring Neptune for quite a bit of time right now. Like, it's going to be about another week or two before it's not squaring. It was exact on the 22nd, I believe, at 22 degrees of Gemini. Mercury's at Gemini at 22 degrees, getting ready to go into retrograde. And Neptune is in Pisces, mutable signs, at 22 degrees as well. Getting ready to move to the 23rd degree, actually. So it is exact when it's at the exact same degree in both of the signs that are in the same mode. So these are mutable signs: Pisces, Gemini, Virgo, and Sagittarius. There's a lot of mutable signs going on right now. We have 4 planets in Gemini. That is the Sun. That is Mercury. That is Venus. And Mercury's at home in Gemini. Venus, who's comfortable in Gemini, she's like a sapiosexual in Gemini. And then we have the North Node in Gemini, which is not a planet. It is our destiny path. So we're going to definitely talk about the North Node, as well as the South Node, which is the opposition sign of the North Node, which is in Sagittarius. And our full moon is going to be in Sagittarius on Wednesday. It is now 11:29 p.m. on Sunday, 5/23. The moon just moved into Scorpio. So we have 2.5, we have 2.5 days until we get into this Sagittarius moon, this lunar eclipse, all the things we're getting ready to talk about. So again, thank you for joining me. I'm going to get another sip of water. Hope you like my lovely background. Shout out to my new tech person in Bangladesh over there. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, but I really appreciate you helping me with my videos and getting things on point. Okay, y'all. Again, thanks for joining me. I try to make these under 30 minutes, so let's get to it. This is a litty week. Monday, as I said, it started just now tonight. The moon is in Scorpio. Also, that started today on 555 day. We have, and there's been actually 5 portals this month too. I want you to know that. It was 555 on May the 5th. It was 555 on May the 14th, which is 1 plus 4 is 5. And today 555 because of 523. 2021 is a 5-year all-along. I'm a life path 5, so 5 is my number. All right. The moon is in Scorpio. This can be emotional security or emotional distress. Maybe in a Scorpio sun. I'm a Capricorn moon. If you all don't know, I say this every time I talk about the moon. The moon in Scorpio is the most intense moon, I guess, because I am a Scorpio sun. That is why it's still intense for me, even though I'm not a Capricorn. I'm not a Scorpio moon. But I definitely get overly emotional, so I'm just looking to see what's going to happen with myself in the next 2 days. The moon is going to oppose Uranus in Taurus, so anytime the moon moves the fastest, it moves, I want to say it moves a degree every 4 hours, if I'm correct. Maybe probably less than that. But it moves through 30 degrees, 0 to 29, in 2.5 days, every day. Okay? The moon is never in retrograde, neither is the sun. So when the moon is opposing Uranus, Uranus is around 11 degrees now. Let me get my degrees right. Let me go into my the app Time Passages. If you don't have the app Time Passages, please get it. It's a little app. I don't know if you can see this. It's that little app right there with the moon. All right, it's called Time Passages. No, they did not pay me to advertise for them. Uranus in Taurus is currently at 12 degrees. Exactly. So the moon will be at about 12 degrees probably tomorrow evening. So again on Monday, the moon will be opposing Uranus probably in the evening. This opposition is a partnership every time Scorpio and Taurus is together, or it could be a breakdown. Uranus is the planet of surprise. Moon has to deal with our emotions. Get ready for some surprise emotions. All right. The moon will also square Saturn. Don't panic about the moon squaring Saturn. Again, the moon, emotions, Saturn, reality. This is why I'm saying don't panic, because the Scorpio moon can bring heavy emotions over everyone, especially water signs, water sun signs, and water rising signs as well. Saturn, that reality check. So emotionally, we could be getting built up over certain things that are coming to our reality. I know that one of my debates this evening with a young man was a reality check about how every book we read, including the Bible, could not be all the way accurate. Especially because nobody was born during the times that they were talking about in the Bible. I'm not going to go too heavy in that and start another debate, but that is an example of the moon squaring Saturn. The moon being in Scorpio again, squaring Saturn in Aquarius. The fixed signs. Fixed signs only want change if they're ready for it. So that's why I'm saying don't panic. Moon trining Mars. So a trine is quick, effective energies coming from similar elements. So the moon being in Scorpio, Mars being in Cancer, that's the water sign elements. Control only what you can control. Okay, because water signs like the flow of things. And those of you that are not water signs, please control what you can only control and trust your instinct, because water signs are also very intuitive. Let me also see what Time Passage is saying. There's significant aspects going on right now. Of course, the sun is squaring Jupiter. The sun is in Gemini. Jupiter is in Pisces. This is a big deal because Jupiter being the biggest planet, the sun being another big planet, this is a great time for abundance, even as a square, but it might be possible to overdo the enthusiasm of the moment. Okay, so for best results, just proceed with caution. Now, Tuesday, the moon is still in Scorpio, trining Neptune in Pisces, the other water sign. So there's a few planets right now in water signs, but mostly air. Mars is in Cancer, that's a water sign. Neptune's in Pisces, in a water sign. That's about it, but those are, Mars is an inner planet, and it is the action-taking planet. It's impulsive. So Cancer has a lot to do with your home. So if you want to get impulsive about anything, definitely get impulsive about working on protecting your home. So Mars trining Neptune is just about being truthful while being creative. Pisces has to do with being creative, following your dreams. Just make sure your dreams are realistic and truthful. Can't stress that enough. Watch what you make up in your head. Another debate I got into earlier today, was someone focusing on what they thought was wrong with me instead of just focusing on themselves. Empathy has been important in our past, but remember, this full moon, this lunar eclipse, and eclipses bring change. It's going to change our beliefs. I'm not trying to be harsh, but being a Capricorn moon, it's in my DNA. It's in my birth chart to throw reality checks left and right. That is where my emotions wrap around, just giving reality. Always being realistic. And so when I think of moon trining Neptune, this is just meaning to try to not ruin your own party by not being realistic. And I'm going to keep it that simple. Wednesday kicks off the big week, because this is a big litty week. The moon will move into Sagittarius on Wednesday, so we said that. The moon will square Jupiter right away, because Jupiter is only at 1 degree now of Pisces, I believe. If at that, it's still probably at 0, because by the time it gets to 2 degrees in July, it'll go into retrograde itself and go back into Aquarius. And July is not that far away. So, the lunar eclipse, well, I'm looking for the exact degree that Jupiter's in. The lunar eclipse is going to be the big change, like I said. The eclipse, lunar means it's lighting up. The moon is lighting up the darkness of the rest of the universe. Yes, Jupiter is at 0 degrees in 59 minutes, so it's getting ready to go into the 1 degree. Okay, so the moon will be right at 1 degree once it enters, or 0 degrees once it enters, and in about a couple of hours it'll be at 1 degree, squaring exactly with Jupiter. So this is, again, don't ruin your positive plans. Jupiter is positivity. Jupiter is in Pisces, so clarity with Pisces can be expanded as we learn, as we get this information, being in the information season with Gemini, especially with Mercury there too. So anyway, the lunar eclipse is only going to be in America, or visible, not only visible, because sometimes we don't see eclipses because they're on one side of the world or the other, but it will be visible this time for the Americas, South and North. And this is important for the United States and the rest of the world, because Jupiter has to deal with long, Sagittarius too. Sagittarius and Jupiter have to deal with long distance travel, has to deal with globalization, it has to deal with beliefs, it has to deal with philosophy, it has to deal with expansion and abundance. So basically, whenever Sag is on your chart, or wherever Sag is on your chart, mine, I have Mercury in Sag. Funny. My Mercury is opposing the current, my natal Mercury is opposing the current Mercury all month long, all retrograde long. How fun it will be for me. Everybody who is Generation X is Neptune and Sag. So if you were born between 1970 to 1984, you are Neptune and Sagittarius. Neptune, again, has to deal with our beliefs, our perspectives, how we deal with things, escapism, spirituality, the goods and the bads, right? So just expanding on that and possibly transforming it, because being in Pisces is the last sign. It's like releasing or getting ready for the new. When Jupiter finally goes into Aries next year, but actually it won't even be until the end of next year, because it's going back into Aquarius. It'll go kind of maybe to the early 20s of degrees of Aquarius, and then it will be going back into Pisces most of 2022. So we don't have to worry about that. We have a lot of time to release a lot of the old beliefs and step into new beliefs with Jupiter being in Pisces next year. And Jupiter in Pisces right now, the preview is really exciting. I don't know if you all noticed, especially with everything opening up. Gemini, the opposition sign of Sagittarius, has to deal with short distance travel. So that's why things are opening back up. That's why people are hitting me up for travel, because I do that too. And I'm a travel agent too. And I also am noticing that these people have worked out all weekend. Things open back up in Washington, D.C. and the surrounding counties in Maryland and Virginia. Things have been open in Virginia, though. And just, a lot of the cities are opening back up. The Saturn retrograde that happened, though, today, and we'll get back into that more in a little bit, are making people go back to work as well as things are opening back up. Because, of course, if things are opening back up, they need to get back to work. And my daughter is actually one of them. She works at one of the stadiums in D.C. All right, so Wednesday will be a big kickoff with the moon in Sagittarius, the lunar eclipse, and the squaring of Jupiter, which is its ruling planet. Thursday, Venus will square Neptune. And this is something you might desire change in. Venus is about our desires, our wants, our finances, love, beauty. And then squaring Neptune, Venus is in Gemini again, Neptune in Pisces, the mutable signs. Big changes. This is why I'm saying big changes are coming. Because all these mutable signs are doing some kind of change on our individual selves. Because the inner planets, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, and the Sun and the Moon, those all have to do with our individual selves. Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto have to do with our outer selves. Pluto's in retrograde too, so that's changing the society as a whole. But all the other planets are changing us as individuals. So anyway, Venus squaring Neptune is something you desire change in but don't have clarity, that clarity piece with Neptune, because Neptune can be really delusional, deceitful, can do a lot of trickery, sorcery. So this is like on Thursday, we know we desire some kind of change, but we just don't know how to do it. Okay, and I get that. I'm experiencing that with a lot of things, but the point is I'm taking action on it. I'm taking action on learning how to become a better podcast personality, becoming a better mother, becoming a better friend, becoming a better woman. Shout out to the real women out there. That's going to be in my next Truths episode. Friday, Venus conjuncts Mercury, and it almost hits it. I wish I could show y'all. I'm going to show y'all in the astro globe. I'm going to do a clip of it, but I'll pull it up, and then I'll put the clip in so to save time. Exactly at 24 degrees in Gemini, and this is when you're going to get the info that you desired the day before, okay? Venus conjuncting Mercury. Venus, that's sapiosexual, meaning you love information more than you love the touch, the feel, other things that bring you in love with somebody. Sapiosexual. Mercury is the communicator, and now they get to have a deep discussion and get some clarity on things that Venus has been desiring. So ladies, if you have any Venus in your mutable signs, even the gentleman, I'm not going to leave the gentleman out. Venus, if your Venus is in Gemini, if your Venus is in Pisces, Sagittarius like mine is, Mercury, my Mercury is in, so either Venus or Mercury. If you have any of placements with Venus and Mercury in any of the mutable signs, Gemini, Sagittarius, Pisces, and Virgo, big change is coming for you. And your desires, isn't that awesome? All right. So where can we do better? Let's go back to the topic at hand. Gemini has started off fully this week. It just started off on last Thursday, the 20th. So it wasn't a full week of Gemini last week. We were just ending Taurus last week. So now this is focusing on our mindsets, our thoughts, information, communication, local environments, duality, siblings, which I'm going to have to do a clip on too, because I feel like, I know me personally, I'm having issues with my sibling, one of them. And I know my daughter is having an issue with my stepdaughter. I know that I've heard a lot of people not really getting along with their siblings that I've talked to. I even had somebody that reach out to me and want to know what's going on with their sibling and what is it showing in their birth chart. So, and I actually saw a lot. So, long story short, this is the time, especially with the planets, all the planets that are in in Gemini right now, Mercury, the Sun, Venus, and the North Node. And all the planets that are in Pisces right now, Jupiter, Neptune. This Pisces is like your intuition, strong messages to focus on, and what we are unconsciously focusing on. Like I said, Pisces rules Neptune, and formerly was ruled by Jupiter. So it's at home in Jupiter too, and it's at home in Pisces is at its home planets in both places. Mercury is in its home planet. So this is what I mean. Mutable signs unite. Like, y'all are lit. Last month it was us. It was the fixed signs. Now it's the mutable signs. Get lit. But what are we unconsciously focusing on? Gemini versus Pisces. Okay, the squares that are happening. This energy between the mutable signs, especially Gemini and Pisces. And when it was last month in Taurus season, it was mostly Aquarius and Taurus doing a lot of scoring. Now it's Gemini and Pisces. So Gemini, again, what do we think we know? What is the mental stress that you're going through right now? Like, what is your mind on autopilot with? And then Pisces is trying to tell us what Spirit is trying to tell us. Pisces, remember, I have even elevated from hating Pisces because I don't know why. Every sign has a good and a bad. No sign only has good. No sign only has bad. So now, the good side of Pisces is what Spirit is trying to tell us. I have been talking to Spirit myself a lot, going deeper, coming out of the mind, sometimes coming out of your thoughts. You know how people say, get out of your head. What are you feeling right now? What are you feeling is more important than how you're communicating, almost. Because this square between Gemini planets and Pisces planets is creating big misinformation, okay? The moon, the lunar eclipse, the full moon on Wednesday being in Sagittarius, the moon moves so fast that it's going to hit all these planets that are in Gemini and Pisces and mostly favorably aspect them, meaning, mostly it'll be trines and sextiles, a few conjunctions like we were talking about with Gemini, with Mercury and Venus on Friday, conjuncting exact before it goes into retrograde. But this is like the big misinformation that's coming, especially as we're in the shadow period of Mercury retrograde. Again, right now, you should be living an awesome life, but you should also be feeling like you have no idea what's about to hit, but you know something is going to hit, and you need clarity on it. This square, though, it's going to be like playing the telephone game. Y'all remember the telephone game when you were kids and you would have to say the message was, I like Sally. And by the time it got all the way down the line and you have to, I like Sally. And then it changes. Instead of saying, I like Sally, because that's what I heard, I said, he likes Sally. And so then now the next person says, she likes Sally. And then by the time it gets down, then it says Allie. The whole sentence changed by the time it gets down to the last person. And being the last person, even though everybody else didn't say it right, you're the last person that looks the stupidest. I don't know if y'all remember that game, but this is like just being as clear as possible. This is why I'm trying to read my notes this time. I'm trying to speak slowly, clearly, because watching even my own videos, I had to get my mic fixed today, so There was some people that told me they couldn't hear me on my last videos. The music was too loud, so now I'm doing no music on this video. Not worrying about anything technology-wise. I might throw in,
wait till I get my money right.
I
had a dream I could buy my way to heaven. When I woke up, slid that on a necklace.
I might throw in the stream deck, the little sound bites, but other than that, I'm not going to do too much because I want to focus on getting my message across. Okay? So, this is a good time, and every time of Mercury retrograde, to slow down, say things over and over, and then check for comprehension. As me as a former teacher, I always check for comprehension, especially if I want something done right. Okay? You cannot, the other thing about Mercury retrograde is that we get into arguments because things are just not clear. And it may be the person giving the information's fault. So I'm going to take responsibility and say that sometimes I don't speak slow enough. I'm too focused on doing too many things at once. And I'm not getting my message across, not being organized all the time. So anyway, reread emails carefully. Be clear in your presentation like I'm doing right now. Especially as podcasters and bloggers and people on camera. This is now the time to just watch the message that you put out. That's why I got so offended with Seventh Letter the other day, because I feel like this Gemini and Pisces energy squaring, and he's a Taurus. I don't know his other placements. I do know his birthday, but I actually don't know the year because he lies a lot about his age. He probably is a Pisces moon anyway. Maybe even the Aries moon. The North Node also. Okay, so just again, watch the messages you put out in the universe and details, specifics. Again, repeat yourself clearly. Talk slowly. And I'm talking to myself as well. All right, moving on. 22222. So we're probably getting close to a 30-minute mark. Let me wrap this up. So again, overall, the North Node is helping us become better communicators, speakers, and writers, because the North Node is in Gemini, which is the communication sign we've been talking about, the whole Gemini season. And then Mercury, again, will station, and stationary means like it's not moving forward or backward yet. It's just staying still at 24 degrees before it begins its retrograde. So it's pretty much still at 24 degrees all this week before it begins the retrograde at the end of the week. And again, coming back through Gemini, this is like a release, tension and then a release, because by early July, Mercury will be, I don't think Mercury's a she, Mercury might be a he, will be going back into direct mode by the end of July. And by that time, it'll be ready to speak more truths, okay? Expressing yourself is very important right now. Having strong intuition with the Pisces planets and trusting the plan with how you feel as an individual. Trust yourself as mostly. And always just get out of your head. There's a lot of mutable changes. And your mind and intuition will basically debate this all this, like the next 3 weeks, okay, during the Mercury retrograde period. So basically debate it out, get your point across, but also focus on you. Don't give too much energy to other things. This is all, and I've been saying this all year. The individual planets, the inner planets, are dealing with us individually, definitely changing us with this, the Aquarius, the age of Aquarius and all that. So it's just good. This is like bringing two halves together to make a whole. The symbols Gemini, even if you take a look at the symbols Gemini, and I'll also have those popping up for you too. The symbol, the Gemini symbol, is the two lines going down and then the two on top and bottom. That means duality. That means either or, choices, left and right, all the duality kind of things. Man, woman, nothing else. Or choosing or being chosen. And then the Pisces, and they have similarities, not just that they're mutable signs, because one is water and one is air, but they have similarities, because Pisces is the duality between the being and spirit. And that is why there's the line in between, and then the line's going the opposite way, but kind of holding. That's like the fish, the symbol of Pisces, the lower and the higher vibing fish. The symbol of Gemini is the man and the woman, or the twins, right? And then another thing about Pisces is that it's human to spirit energies. This is working with spirit, or the universe, or God, or whoever you work with, to elevate you, and then choosing that person or that spirit or that God or whoever you are reaching out to, the higher being, and choosing them and trusting them and knowing them, or even if it's yourself. Because I see me as God. So I'm trusting myself and knowing myself, and surrendering to that. So it's like these two halves, the Gemini have and the Pisces have, if you put them together, how awesome that would be to create a being that is in touch with themselves as well as the higher being. I'm just throwing that out there. All right. I think I'm going to stop there. I'm going to make another video really quick about the Saturn retrograde. And then we'll have a wonderful week, and we'll see how this plays out. And I'll come back midweek to right before the weekend, and we'll see what happens. TeaEmZee, teaching everyone abundantly, empowering many. This is Gidalyfe Astrology, growing into divine adults and loving yourself forever. How is that bad? Loving yourself forever? Yourself. Peace.